Hello Capricorn and welcome to your timeless reading. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm very, very happy to be back more regularly on YouTube. So yeah, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe, send some love in the comments, and yeah, let's dive in, Capricorn. I'm just very happy to be here. So this is a timeless reading, but I just want to invite each and every one of you to be extra nice to yourself. In the month of August, there's so many planets in retrograde. Time is going to go by very slow. We're going to feel like we're stuck most of the time. We're going to feel like nothing is happening, like we are still stuck in this liminal space, which 2023 has been feeling that way for a lot of us. So yeah, just be extra nice to yourself and remember that you are not alone, my friend. Okay, so I really felt like just saying that. Look at that, Knight of Swords came through. I'm gonna honor that. It fell out of the deck. Knight of Swords to me is a card of focus. The Knights, of course, are about movement, how we are showing up in the world. So this card is inviting us to be logical, you know? A lot of energy and just situations might not feel so logic for you. You might be asking yourself, why? Why am I feeling that way? Why is this happening again? Where am I going? I don't understand why this situation is happening. Like you get what I'm saying, like a lot of questions. And the Knight of Swords says, what can you focus on? Can you, again, move in the world being using your mind. So when things get very emotional, are you able to say, okay, I feel that way, but it's going to pass. It's not permanent. Before reacting to something, can you pause? Again, be logical about it and say, okay, I can sleep on this. I don't have to overreact. I feel like it's going to be very easy in the next couple weeks for everyone, not just you guys, but it's going to be very easy to overreact. You have an idea, you want to do it now. You want this to happen now. But the Knight of Swords can invite us again to be logical and just ask ourselves more question about a situation. We don't have to rush things that we want or things that we feel like we have to say. So let's see what the tarot has to say about that. Capricorn, what is this energy about? Temperance, of course. So again, there's this beautiful balance here, mind, body, soul, and saying, can you dip your toes slowly? Can you take your time? There's going to be a lot of feelings coming up, a lot of question. Again, we are all, as a community, in a liminal space. 2023 is like an in-between. We don't know where we're going. But we know one thing is that we are growing, changing, transforming. I feel like we all know that. And if not, well, give yourself that freaking credit, Capricorn. You have changed, you have grown. And the rest of the year, again, I think is still going to feel like this big question mark. So, Temperance card, it's a reminder that things don't happen overnight, and it takes a lot of practice to be able to control our feelings, to be able to show up in the world in a way that we feel is aligned with our soul. Like there's so much. And also, I love all angels in the tarot. I always feel like it's just a gentle, it's like just a gentle hi from our guides saying, we're right here. You might not feel us. You might feel very alone at times, or like that, you're not so intuitive or you're not so connected, but you are. They're still there. Right now, they might be a little more quiet. And there's a reason for that. I feel like, again, we are all learning so much about ourselves, our patience, learning to be more kind to ourselves. There's so much. There's so much. I feel like it's almost, let's think the three. I feel like it's almost impossible to put words on the energy of 2023. It's just so intense. 5 of Pentacles, of course, I'm not surprised. King of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So there's something here about the body. To me, Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, very connected to our bodies. There could be a lot, Capricorn, that you want to do. You're like, okay, I have to do this. I have to work in a different way. I have to show up more. I have to take care of my body. I have to do, it's like it's overwhelming. And your body is saying, give yourself a break. Give yourself a freaking break. It's like there's so much to do, but the body is not necessarily following that. There could be very low level of energy during the next couple weeks, months, like ups and downs in your level of energy. So again, it's all about you being logical about that. You making the decision to say, okay, I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to be mean to myself. I'm going to be careful with how I treat myself and talk to myself. And the 5 of Pentacles is very uncomfortable because it invites us to ask for help. And friends, if you know me a little bit, you know I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart. I'm not a Capricorn, but I have a lot of big placements, very connected to the Capricorn energy. We don't like to ask for help. Most of us hate it. But where does that come from? Does it come from our ego? Does it come from not wanting to owe anyone anything? Do we value ourselves because we never ask for help? I have goosebumps saying that because it's personally, and I'm just being real with you guys right now, it's a big thing for me personally. And I know a lot of my clients that I do one-on-one session with, private readings with, are Capricorns. I would say most of my clientele is Capricorn. So we just don't like that. Why is it so uncomfortable? It's okay to feel that way. There's nothing bad. But again, we have to be logic. We have to ask ourselves the right question. Where does that come from? Because in the 5 of Pentacles, there's this beautiful stained glass here. The people are struggling, but they could only go ask for help. And you can see the 6th Pentacle is hidden here. We're so much closer to balance every time we get vulnerable, every time we ask for help. And we say, you know what? Yeah, I might need a hand here. And just saying that, there's this part of me that just wants to say, well, no one cares. I don't want to ask for help. I want people to just naturally show up for me once in a while, as I always do for others. Like, there's this inner battle. I'm right here with you. I'm right here with you. So how do we make the cups grow? How do we add this 6th Pentacle and get to a place of balance? With water, just like, with vulnerability, with conversation, with awareness around our emotions. This is how you make the earth grow. With water, literally. So very interesting here. Something is, of course, asking you to go deeper, to be more aware of your feelings instead of ignoring them, and instead of saying to yourself that it makes you weak to need help. It makes you weak to get vulnerable, when it's not true. Actually, it is your superpower. So King of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Very interesting. We have this Knight of Swords as a general energy, which our mind is going to invite us to go fast, to rush things. And the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse is like, yeah, you might feel like that a lot. How can you come back to your center, be more present, and know that things are going to be slow for a while? I think there's like 7 planets in retrograde. By the end of the month of August, it's gonna feel slow. It's gonna be hard to find the energy to show up. But can you at least show up for yourself? If you don't have the energy to show up for people, show up for yourself as much as you can. Even if it's just a little bit. Again, try to come back to the Temperance card, this beautiful imagery of the angel dipping their toe into the water. It doesn't have to be big change, big transformation. Sometimes the smallest adjustment are going to have like this huge impact. Okay, Capricorn. I love this. There is challenging energy already in your reading, but the Temperance card just balanced that so beautifully, and also the King of Pentacles. Let's see what is at the heart of this reading. What is at the center of this energy for Capricorn? Okay. The 8 of Wands. So 8 of Wands is one of the most mysterious cards in the tarot. There's no people in it. We don't really know where the wands come from. We don't know where they're going. So we have to trust. We have to trust that even when we feel like nothing's happening, that our mind is inviting us into old beliefs, old story. You're stuck. You're still doing the same things. You did not learn from mistakes. You know, when we are invited into negative thinking, or again, inviting into rushing energies, 8 of Wands says, can you trust that you're going to get exactly where you're supposed to go? And that it's normal to not know. Number 8 in the tarot, very connected to the infinity loop, very connected to the never-ending connection with spirit, with, the universe, the world, whatever you believe in, whatever you want to call that. I love to say spirit. I love to say guides, angels. Some people want to say God. Some people want to say, energy, universe. There's this never-ending thread. Always, even when we feel alone, even when we feel disconnected. So the 8 of Wands says trust. Also, to me, this always felt like a card of communication. I want to honor that. I want to honor the traditional meaning of this card. So there's something here about communication. Either you could receive communication with the King of Pentacles. Yeah, it could be from an earth sign. It could be from a father figure that passed away, the beloved dead, your guides. There's something here, receiving communication or being called to communicate more. We'll see. It's going to be different for each and every one of us, of course. But I like the 8 of Wands. There's a lot of transformation happening. It's like we step into this energy in one way, and we get out of it completely transformed. 4 of Swords in the reverse. Okay. So interesting. 4 of Swords to me is a lot about recharging, pausing, and seeing it in the reverse. I feel like there's a call to take action on something, not overwhelming yourself and pressuring yourself, of course, but is there something new that you've been called to try? Is there something you want to add to your spiritual practice? Is there something like a course, something that you want to learn? Is there somewhere that you can focus your energy and it would feel good? Again, Knight of Swords is a card of focus, and with the 4 of Swords in the reverse, there's definitely this message to focus your energy somewhere, to get busy. I would say slowly but surely, again, dipping your toe into something new. Try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's just an experience. It's just a learning experience. There's something here that says, try this thing. You know you want to try it, so answer the call. Answer the call. It could be subscribing to a class. You know, it could be, again, something about your spiritual practice. You want to learn tarot. You want to meditate. You want to move your body in a certain way. Do something different. I would invite you to do this in the next couple days. And it could be something very random. It could be something creative, something fun. Do something different. I feel like you're going to find a lot of beauty, and it's going to feel like an act of self-care to just say, okay, let me try this. Just for no reason. Just because I want things to be different. I want change. So instead of sitting on my butt and waiting for change, I'm going to create that change. When we do things differently, when we try new things, we're inviting new energy into our lives, even if we fail, even if we're like, okay, I hate this. I don't like this. I'm never going to do it again. Okay, well, at least you tried something. Again, you opened yourself up for new energy. There's something here that wants, I don't know, it kind of wants to be invited in your life. Hierophant is here, 7 of Cups, and the King of Cups. So there's already 2 kings in your readings, 2 knights, 2 kings, 2 fives. Interesting. So Hierophant is, oh boy, this card is everything. It's kind of not possible to just say one word. I connect this card a lot with communication because of the throat chakra connection. This blue scarf here is the throat chakra. There's something about, again, communication with this 8 of Wands. Is there something that you've been wanting to express? Is there, a relationship that needs adjustments, needs communication? And I'm not saying go see this person, write to this person right now. It's not about that. Sometimes people are not even available to receive what we have to say, but there's still something that wants to come out of you, Capricorn. I've talked about that in the past because it's a practice I absolutely love. I feel like everyone could benefit doing that. Writing a letter to someone and burning it. Writing and burning is one of my favorite rituals. It is so simple and it feels amazing. So again, if someone is not available to receive what you have to say, or if you feel like you've been walking on eggshell, there's something that you're scared of saying, scared of expressing, I think it would be important for you to write it down, to really take that moment with yourself and write everything that wants to come through. Take that time for yourself. Again, when I saw the King of Pentacles, there was this call to center, to pause, to ground. And that could be what you have to try, this new thing that you should be trying. So yeah, if it in any way, shape, or form feels inviting, feels like it could help, try it. It doesn't have to take an hour. It doesn't have to be this long, elaborate thing. It could be. It could just be putting on that piece of paper everything that you are pissed about, the things that you don't want to say out loud, and just burning that, King of Cups. I really feel like doing this or adding some type of new practice, spiritual practice, personal practice, it's just a confirmation that you are the master at your own life, master at managing your feelings. There's no miracle, when it comes to that. We are all work in progress. We are all failing and winning and, navigating the ups and downs. It's never a straight line. But you have this energy inside you. King of Cups and all the kings in the tarot really are about how we are needed, how we serve. And also, it feels like the kings are the full ground tree. The page are the seeds. There's the first sprout of the seed with the knight. In the queens, we nurture what we planted. And in the kings, we are the full ground tree. So, using the lessons that you have learned in the past, and giving yourself the opportunity to make mistakes and to fail, and to learn from that. So King of Cups could be saying that, again, there's going to be something that is called outside of you. You're going to be called to serve. There could be people needing you for advice. And again, there's a lot of communication this month. You growing, learning through communicating. Other people learning from you. Don't underestimate the power of one exchange. Don't underestimate the power of one conversation. Hierophant is a lot about that. When we show up, stand in our power and use our voice, other people are influenced by that. So I think that it's an echo. I always say that this card is like an echo. Sometimes someone is going to compliment you, just say something nice to you, and it's going to make you feel good for the rest of the week. It's like we have to remember the power of our voice. Words are spells, my friends. If you want something, talk about it a lot. Write down the words, use your voice. If you're someone who wants to find love, wants more abundance, wants more money, wants to find this and that, and the words that you're using are always like, I'm never going to find this anyway, or I'm always the one getting all the BS. It's never working. It's always this and that. You are sending that BS into the world, And your brain does not know the difference. If someone tells you you're an a-hole, and if you say that to yourself, the brain does not know the difference. It creates the same impact, the same damage, really. So this month is a lot about awareness around how you speak of others, speak of yourself, communicating. And again, as I said earlier, sit on it, sleep on it. Even if someone is being mean to you, you don't have to say something back. You could stand in the king power, in that energy of king and say, I know better. I know better than to fight with you right now. And you know what? I'm choosing to have compassion for you and just loving myself in this moment and not adding fuel to the fire. This is how we stand in our power, I feel. So, 7 of Cups. Interesting. 7 of Cups is showing up a lot when we believe truly, like something external is going to make us feel better. Like this card, the best way I can explain it, it's like there's an internal thing happening, but you believe it's external. No, it's actually internal. Cups, feelings. You're not going to feel better if you get this thing, if you get this person to apologize, if you get this, whatever you've been believing that you need to feel complete. It's not going to make you feel complete because the work is internal. It's about you. It's about you being able to give yourself that love, Oh, but I would feel so much better if this person would call me back. I would feel so much better if this person would apologize. Are you even able to apologize to yourself, to forgive yourself when you fuck up? We expect so much from other people. I'm that way. This is something I've been working on. Again, I'm getting very vulnerable with you guys because I'm very comfortable with the Capricorns. A lot of times I blame others in my close relationship when I'm pissed because of past trauma, because of how I was raised, because of so many things. But at the end of the day, why and how am I even expecting apologies and people to show up for me if I can't not show up with compassion to myself? So again, it's something that feels external is actually internal. Write that down in your journal, my friend, because this is going to be a big, big supportive energy for you in the next couple weeks. Okay, let's take the Hermetic Tarot. If you're still watching, if you're connecting with this reading, know that I love you. I appreciate it. Queen of Pentacles fell out of the deck. Okay, very interesting. We have the King of Pentacles here, the Queen of Pentacles. Anyone who is in a relationship or anyone who is dealing with, an important connection, doesn't have to be romantic, it could be. There's potential for growth as long as both parties are ready to show up and communicate. You could be invited to initiate that communication, but don't force it. Definitely, it is an important message here. Don't force communication. Queen of Pentacles also is very connected to the Magician card. People might not know that, but when you look at the traditional imagery, they are dressed the same. The colors are the same. The flowers are the same. The Queen of Pentacles let magic flow through her. She creates magic in every moment. She could be, and I say she, but it's not about gender at all. It's just an energy. The Queen of Pentacles could be doing the dishes and receiving messages from her guides, from the beloved dead, just noticing things. It's like in the most simple task, in the most mundane moments, the Queen of Pentacles knows how to find magic. So magic's always with her. It's not about calling magic in. It's about noticing where it's at all around you. Is it your pet? Is it your partner? Is it your beautiful garden? Is it you looking in the mirror? It's everywhere. And as I said earlier, the queens are cultivating the seeds that we planted. You've been planting, and that I know, Capricorn. All of you, this whole community has been planting seeds of self-love, trying new things, wanting the best for yourself. And I know that because you're watching this. I know that. To me, tarot, and especially if you love my work and you're watching my channel, you know that this is an act of self-love. Pausing, listening to what I say, looking at the cards, hearing. I'm not here to predict stuff. I'm not here to promise you that there's going to be love in your life, that you're going to find the best partner. This is not the type of tarot I do. So just the fact that you're here, you are planting seeds. You are cultivating self-love, self-care, wanting to grow, wanting to learn more about yourself, having awareness around energy. This is what I do. And this is what tarot does when you use it in the right way. It reflects things that you might not see. So can you give yourself that credit? Yeah, you've been cultivating the seeds that you planted. You've been growing, and it might be slow. Again, you might still be waiting for something external to confirm that you're doing a good job. It has to come internally. That's the whole theme of this reading. You will not feel complete when you get that external validation. And as a Capricorn, you know that also. And, it's not just about the Capricorn sun. It's moon, rising, Venus, every placement, any way you connect with that energy. Capricorn is always getting on top of the mountain, slowly but surely, always. We're always working our butt off. And you know that if you work years and years on a goal, when you get to that goal, it feels good, but the feeling does not stay. It's like, okay, what's next? We celebrate a little. Sometimes we don't even celebrate and we're like, wow, I worked years to get there. And now it's like, okay, it's here. That's the feeling. It's like external validation is not going to make us feel better about ourselves. Maybe for a quick second. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's about the progress. It's about the process, the journey, much more than the goal. Okay, Tower is here, 7 of Pentacles. I'm not surprised, like 7s are coming through because again, there needs to be this dismantling of, again, waiting for this prize, waiting to have this thing. And it doesn't have to be material or money or, wanting to look a certain way. I feel like also it's a lot about your relationship. I don't think it's worth it to hope for someone to call you or say the things that you want to hear. I don't think it's worth it. People individually are all going through their own thing. So we should not expect too much of other people. And I'm just saying that, being real, again, I know I can do that with you guys. And that's why I feel so comfortable. Because you guys are very down to earth. Capricorn energy is real. It's no fantasy. So, 7 of Pentacles, the day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. There's waiting. Again, in the next weeks, months, we're still going to feel like we're waiting for something. And we're like, what am I waiting for? I know change is coming. I feel like I change and transform, but what am I waiting for? What is the purpose of that? This is not the right question right now. I think that it's all about how we show up. What lessons have you learned? The Tower is here. The Tower is... I think you all know that by now. The Tower is like sometimes a feeling of losing everything. It's not necessarily the truth, but we feel like we had to lose it all. And it's giving us the opportunity to rebuild ourselves on stronger foundations. So what is that foundation that we always talk about? It's really easy for me to say that. Okay, opportunity to rebuild yourself on stronger foundation. Cool. What does that mean? What are those foundation? What is important to you? Is it, again, communication, the way that you communicate? Is there things about yourself that you need to adjust? Is there something that you need to address? Is there something about your mind, body, soul that wants more attention? So I feel like it's not about building right now those foundation. I think it's about figuring out what they are and giving yourself the time to figure that out. Again, to not rush everything. It's not going to pass you by. There's no time limit. If you are someone who is grieving right now, I'm sending love, by the way. If you're grieving someone, or grieving, there's grief with a capital G, there's grief with a small g. Sometimes we are grieving a job that we lost. Everyone in the world is grieving who we were in 2019, having no freaking idea that the world would be changing, which was a massive Tower moment that we experienced. We're still in it. We're still in that energy of, feeling like we lost everything. We lost our freedom, that we were living in that bubble. A lot of the people were living in a bubble, and now it's like, okay, it just exploded. We're all grieving something. So if you are grieving right now, can you give yourself the time? There's no time limit to heal, to grieve, to grow, to learn things. There's no rush. And I know that sometimes it's hard to hear that. Some people have this sense of urgency. They have the feeling that they have to rush, they have to accomplish something. Knight of Swords is a huge message around that. There's nothing to rush right now. Especially that I'm recording this in Leo season. This Leo season, think about that, is fixed fire. Fixed fire. It is a flame that is burning forever. So what are you going to do with that? You know, this light that is never going to go out. What are you going to do with that? You know, it is shining a light on you, on your behaviors, on so many things. And now I'm hearing the Smith song. There is a light that never goes out. Such a beautiful, cool song. I know a lot of people hate Morrissey, but that's another story. But yeah, I'm going to listen to that song after. I'm going to put it in my playlist for sure. But this is what Leo season feels like, fixed fire. We have the opportunity to really address things, to really look at ourselves. Think about that. Like Leo is the sun in the tarot. So what is this season shining a light on for you? You might not know now, but you will soon enough. And that can be uncomfortable. It can be scary, but it's going to be so freaking beneficial. Okay, I'm going to pick, of course, moon cards, moonology cards. I just want to see. Okay, Two of Wands. Beautiful. Look at that. Again, I was talking about fire, this ever-burning flame, the light that never goes out, and the Two of Wands shows up. So, Two of Wands, which a lot of people sometimes cannot tell the difference between 2 and 3 of Wands. And I'm just putting my teacher hat right now because there's a big difference. In the Two of Wands, there's this waiting period. The soup is simmering. You know, you're putting all the ingredients in the cauldron. It smells good. You know, you have to be patient. You know, it takes a lot of time to make good soup. You just want it to simmer. Two of Wands is the simmering period. Three of Wands is when you're ready to eat the freaking soup. So Two of Wands is, yeah, a period of waiting in some way. But there's still so much happening. We're talking about Aries here. We're talking about the baby of the zodiac, taking up space in the world, trying new things, being seen, being heard. So there's something beautiful here about this message. And I don't know exactly what it means, you know? I think this is the beauty of being an intuitive person. It's like most of the time you live in the unknown. You have no idea. And tarot does that a lot. It's like you pick cards, you interpret them, and when you come back to the reading in 2-3 weeks, you're like, wow, okay, I did not see that. I did not understand that. And this is what's happening here. So save this reading. Come back to it in 2-3 weeks, maybe at the end of the month, and notice what have changed. What is this fixed fire energy for you? What is this soup that is simmering? How have you been waiting for something external to validate you, to validate your journey and your strength and your power? You don't need that. You don't need it. Okay, let's pick a moonology card. By the way, I know a lot of you know already, but I've been working for the past month with an amazing digital artist and his partner to create my own oracle deck. And we're halfway done now, and it's an intuitive process, and I cannot wait to show you guys. And I'm going to be using my own deck every reading because I'm creating it based on my own teaching, on my connection with tarot and all that. So I cannot wait to show you guys. I'm just very excited to use it. But for now, moonology is definitely my favorite. Okay, Capricorn. Don't let your past hold you back. you know, this is connected to the South Node. I know that the nodes change very recently, or they're about to. Anyway, there's a big switch in what we feel called to do. There's a change of direction. And sometimes, again, we want to revisit the past. We want to blame ourselves for the things that we did not do, or the things that we're ashamed of, and the things that we wish we didn't do. I would say right now is such a good time, especially, you know, Leo season. We're celebrating Lughnasadh. There's the full moon on August 1st. It's the time to release that, my friend. It's the time to finally say, okay, I am done. I'm forgiving myself. I made mistakes. I'm a human. I don't want to be in shame forever. I don't want to blame myself forever. And again, even if I don't get this external validation, I am letting go. So this is a big theme for you, my friend. Letting go. Giving yourself more love, more care, being more present also. It's not about ignoring the feelings, it's being present with them and saying, okay, yeah, I'm experiencing grief right now. I'm experiencing shame. I'm experiencing happiness or anything, you know, it doesn't have to be just bad, but making space for those feelings. But they don't have to be your truth. They don't have to define your future and how you take action in the world. So again, we're going back to your general energy. How are you going to show up in the world? How are you going to move in the world in a logical way? It's not because you feel a certain way that it's the truth. So I'm sending love, Capricorn. I truly believe that this was an important reading, and I cannot wait to read your comments. And even if you don't resonate, send some love. I love to talk to you guys, and just know that truly, I mean it with all my heart. You guys have been such an amazing support. I get, again, so many clients, personal readings that I do. Most of you guys are Capricorn. It's just crazy how, not crazy, but beautiful, how you guys really use the things I say and really use the tarot, this reflection of who you are, to navigate the months and also play with it in your own way. That to me is just wisdom, and I bow down to each and every one of you, and I am very inspired by your energy. You already know that, but yeah. So take care, Capricorn. I'll talk to you guys very, very soon, I promise.